Well, hello again. Welcome to the VK6CS amateur radio channel. I'm still alive, surprisingly. Okay, I've got it. I've still got it set up for just a bit over 200 watts. I've got it in CW mode at the moment. There's kit. You can see the anode current going up there, and the power going up to about 200 watts. There you go. And the waveform. The output waveform. Now that's not perfectly clean, that waveform. There is just a little bit of fluffiness at the top and bottom. So there's going to be a little bit of that could be noise on the power supply, could be modulated with a little bit of hum maybe, but that's also probably a little bit of spurious output as well. So what I'm going to do is, if I was going to use this on the air, I'll put it through a high pass filter anyway, so chances are that the emissions from it aren't going to bother anybody. But what I'll do, I think, for fun, is I'll put it on a spectrum analyzer and just have a look at the spectral purity. That should be good for a laugh, shouldn't it? Now, I've noticed that I've only got one kettle plug mains lead, so I'll have to take it off the scope and put it on the spectrum analyzer. So I'll be back in a minute, but first there's just a couple of other things I wanted to show you. Lucky Dube has asked how I sniff the RF to look at on the scope. So there we are, just for you, Lucky Dube. That's how I do it. I've actually got a sniffer T-piece there that allows a small amount of energy to be taken off in a third direction. I'd normally put a BNC lead on that, but for a scope, of course, all I've done is I've stuck a BNC plug centre pin in the middle there, so that the scope probe will sit nicely inside it, and that's how I'm looking at the output. That's the power meter. So this is going to the amplifier. This is going to the dummy load, which is there, and that's the little sniffer circuit. Now, the other thing I thought I'd show you, if I can, I thought I might just have a very quick look at the HT. Now, the scope isn't rated for that kind of voltage. So what I thought I'd do is I'll just get my high voltage probe, which looks like something from a 1950s science fiction film, or Lost in Space. You might expect to see Dr. Smith maybe waving this around, shouting something like, "Oh, the pain, the pain!" I don't think he had any other lines, did he, Dr. Smith, in Lost in Space? Okay, well that's enough wielding the device. Let's plug it in, see what we get. So I'm just going to plug it into the meter. Probably can't see me doing this, but I'll put it back in view in a sec. I'll put that on somewhere as well, on there probably. Turn the meter on. I'll go to the 2 volt range. Now, this is 2 volts DC. And there's no RF going into the amplifier at the moment, so I can measure the HT voltage on the top of the plate choke, where it goes out to the valves. 1,221. 1,221, yeah, 1,220 give or take. Sort of goes up and down a little bit. I saw 1250 on it the other day, but the mains voltage here fluctuates up and down at the end of the street, and there's only two bits of 0.5mm wire, coming along the power poles. Now, what I thought I'd do is I'd now switch it to the AC range. So if I put it on the 2 volt AC range, that's going to let me measure up to 2,000 volts AC, and I put it on there. I can get it on. There we go. And that would show me if there was any AC ripple on my power supply. So remember, this is a 1000 to 1 probe. So the 3 digits to the right would be hundreds, tens and single volts. To the right of the decimal point there would be hundreds, tens and single volts. So as you can see, even though this power supply is from 1967, the capacitors are the original ones, the AC component of my HT line is all is nil. It's all DC. So whatever that fluffiness is on my output waveform, it's got nothing to do with the power supply. That's a bit annoying. That means that the actual radio part of it is generating some spurious stuff. Now the question is how significant is the spurious stuff? Alright, well let's stick it on a spectrum analyzer and find out. Now, unfortunately, I can't pause this camera. This is a Panasonic 770. When I press the button it says pause, but it actually stops and I have to start another file. So if you're thinking of buying a Panasonic 770, don't buy one. I've been conned. Okay. So the next video will be the same thing, but instead of looking at an oscilloscope, we'll be looking at a spectrum analyzer. And I do apologise for that noise in the background. That's the squelch breaking on the 2-metre repeater. Something's generating a little bit of noise on the output by the sound of it. As always, hope you found that interesting. Many thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.